It's week 9 of the NFL, and we'll see Tony Pollard. He had a great week to build off of last time out, reaching triple digits and adding 2 touchdowns. It's the Cowboys and the Bucs, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa and beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We're all set to go, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down.
Ready. Set.
They start the drive with White. And an early how do you do right there, as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
Ready.
Ritter will set up to throw it. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Ritter from the gun. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. He's still on his feet. Chris Godwin, touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. But Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Taken at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So here now the Cowboy offense onto the field to get their first crack at it. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
In recent years, we've seen a lot of love for North Dakota State in the NFL draft, and Trey Lance, he's a great example of what the Bison are sending to the league each and every year. This guy looks like a franchise quarterback. He wants his opportunity to prove it to the rest of the league.
A pretty good looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. The rushing numbers for Pollard last week, north of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Look at this defense for Tampa Bay. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage. scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. Fights him off. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. The Cowboys sitting at 5-2 on the year, and they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Second down, Pollard again. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Holding offense.
And they get Tristan Wirfs, first-round pick in 2020.
Still second down.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. On the option, running left is Lance. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Lance to throw for it on 4th down. Steps away to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback, and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 22 and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. It's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
It was Jamel Dean who brought him down. Well, this defense for the Bucs very strong in that victory a week ago.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
Second down throw from the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Everyone see this offense trying to spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
Ready?
They faked the handoff. Now Lance. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Anytime the ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
The kick by Carlson is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
Here we go, set.
At the 35-yard line.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle. This is Wright. We'll get this to about the 38.
Well, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Ritter back to throw. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. 4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. Deep to return is Kevontae Turpin. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Here's Lance. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can turn this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yards for a first down.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Lance now to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's the 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, a give to Pollard. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here is 3rd down and 4. Now Lance. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Smith, ready.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. First, shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down. Out of the gun, here's Ritter. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Christian Harris in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. They'll go up the middle with White. Down the sideline he goes. He may go. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Rashad White, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ready, set. Check, man. Set.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete. They made an attempt to get a big one downfield. That's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
From the gun, it's Lance. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up on Levante David. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
And a fast footwork by White. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half.
Ready.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. Looking to throw it here. Ritter. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Christian Harris. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
On the ball.
Ritter throwing on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. This Cowboy defense looked ready for that 3rd down pass. Brings up 4th.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Patterson's kick is good. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. Patterson back out there to send this one away. Dallas offense set for this next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Second and 10. Lance going to throw. And that is incomplete.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. So like every pass is also contested well. So give some credit to the defense.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Lance to throw it, eluding the pressure right. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, that's how you convert on 3rd down with an explosive gain of 34.
Right.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Ready.
Now a play fake. Lance. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession here at their own 33.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's impersonal or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
First down, here's Ritter. The pass is caught by Cade Otton. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 4.
Ready.
Back to throw, Ritter. He's got his target. That's complete. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Ritter on 1st and 10. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. 17-3 the score as we resume action for the 2nd half on EA Sports. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Yeah, boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit somewhere.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. 69 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Off of play action, here's Lance. Rolling to his right. Open man downfield is Lamb. It's complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down. A They'll give to Pollard running left. They find some open field here. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone, first down. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run. Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
The 2nd and 10 now as we roll along in the third quarter from Tampa. Throwing now is Lance. Flush to his right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
On play action, Lance. Touchdown, Cowboys! Luke Schoonmaker, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys are back within a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
A winner's throw on target to Godwin here. And Godwin going to have a Bucs first down as he's up to the 40-yard line. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Check, pitch, check. Let's go.
First down here. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Well, the touchdown a minute ago on offense got him back into it, and now the defense turns right around and forces the turnover.
And you and I both know if you're going to come from as far down as they have to, it's going to take both sides of the ball, maybe even the special teams to get involved. And so far, they've done exactly that. Offense scores, defense does its job. They're making their move.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Lance, he's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Play action, now it's Lance. That is caught by Lamb. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Give him 30 yards there. And you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball, I'm about to make a big play.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
At the Buccaneers 7-yard line.
Ready.
Lance looking to throw it. Flushed out right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had it because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop it behind the line of scrimmage. but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Steal. Check steal. Ready.
Breida, they'll go up the middle. It'll be a gain of 5, but they do keep him out of the end zone, and now it's 4th down. A choice to make. You're on the road. You're going to take the 3. You're so close to the end zone.
Well, you know what the book says. You know, that mythical book about what to do in certain situations. Road team, it says be aggressive. Go get a touchdown. Don't play for a field goal. I say keep that book open and do it.
They'll run forward with Pollard. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will level the playing field at 17 all.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. Offense heading back out, and with them comes Rachaad White. I think he's still shaking his head a little. It was his fumble on the previous drive that led to the touchdown that has us tied.
And sometimes it's worse on a runner who drops it like that to watch the other team take the ball downfield and score than maybe if they just returned it right away. You know what I mean? Because sometimes what happens that fast, you're right back out on the field. Instead, he had to watch it happen. Let's see if it affects him going forward the rest of the game.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
They run straight ahead here with White, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 105 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They stay on the ground with White. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. Back now in Tampa. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Taken in at the 22. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. 1st down, and it's Pollard again. To the 43, 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Ultra, ultra. Hey, track mega. Hey, go field. Hut, hut.
Here's Pollard again. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle, the guys they call the defensive ends, are usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Running right, it's Pollard. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 116 yards rushing for him now. He's been tremendous all day long. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
Pollard going to try the right side. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They'll run with Pollard. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look to grab a late lead. 2nd down, goal to go. Pollard will take this into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come and have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
17. Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. So now the Bucs down by 7. Just under 2 minutes to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. Here's Ritter. And this one is incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
Ready?
Ritter looks to throw it. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Well, mistake there by the offense, Charles. They tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick six.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tabbed as one of the best in the league the prior season.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. Now all the focus shifts over to the Bucs. Trailing in this one now. Just over a minute, 40 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down.
Let's go.
Ritter finds White, finding room in midfield. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line.
Run the ball.
Now Ritter. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Here comes second down. Ritter. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. 4th down, big play. Here's Ritter. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Jacorian Bennett has it. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And now here come the Cowboys. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
That one looks like he'll throw here. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Kadarius Toney, 29 yards. And the Cowboys are closing in on a 6-2 start as they extend this fourth quarter advantage.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Carlson on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. So out come the Bucs now. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Third and long now, Ritter. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Well, this is intercepted. They get Ritter for the 3rd time. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Hey, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
Throwing on first down is Lance. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And, Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the Cowboys, they climb to 6-2 on the year as they close in on the midpoint of this 17-game schedule.